seeing what's there, which is very useful, A, to know more, to increase your self-knowledge, which is very high on the importance for me. 2, to remove the resistance of ourself. And we're going to remove the resistance of ourself by, Wu Wei, we could call it, right? Giving in, non-action. Non-action, there's a whole lot to talk about there, but we'll talk about a sliver of it. And then the third part is coordination. And they all go together. So the idea today is to look at what is actually happening on a basic sense. Let's not think too much of it, but look at what's actually happening. We're going to use the sense of tension or pressure for this. This could be used with an idea or a sensory experience, other sensory experience, but I'm going to stick with pressure or tension. Those are the easiest two for me, but maybe I'm just super kinesthetic. So when we start, we're going to take any motion, any movement. I'm going to take one from the Tai Chi set. Needle at the bottom of the ocean, I think, would be a good one. The side of the cliff is following its natural processes, and slowly the rocks are just tumbling. So, needle at the bottom of the ocean. Let's make sure if you can see me, the sun. Which is from brush, knee, and twist. So we'd have a brush, knee, and twist there. We come up, we touch, we go down. You can use this for any movement. You could use this for weightlifting. You could use this for rock climbing. We're paying attention to what is happening in our body. We're going to scan down. So let's say I'm in this position. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find, with my mind, my kinesthetic feeling, I'm going to feel a tension. Could be anywhere. Usually, I would say first thought, best thought in this one. First thing I feel is a tension right here. I think that I'm moving forward or down or whatever. One thing that is happening, among the many things that are happening, is that there is a tension, a lengthening in these tissues here. What we're looking for is homogeneous movement. As my teacher would say, the feeling that every bone is floating by itself. That means having kind of a tensegrity. And when there's a tensegrity, the tensions in your whole body are essentially balanced. So if there's a greater tension here, then it means that there's a point of stress there. That means our body, we're going to take that, anyways, today, as the idea that our body wants to do something. So I could say, I'm going right here. And this is what I do at first. I'm going right here. But before the next movement, which is this one, instead of just using that to pull up, I'm going to say that we want to use our anatomy. And although our muscles kind of do this, they're all spirally, and all of our articulations curve. So we're going to use the curve. So I'm here. I feel the tension there. First thing I do is relax. So I feel that this is tense. And I feel, second, what my body wants to do if I just relax. Boom, like that. Pretty simple. Now, 1, 2. Now I'm going to use it for my next motion. I'm here. I feel that tense. Boom. I feel this relax. I feel tension here. I let that go down. I just let my body respond and take away tension however it wants. I still have the next movement involved in my mind. So I'm here. I feel that. I feel that. It all comes around. Again, around, kind of like you're rounding the corner in a car. Boom. Here. Right there, what do I feel? First thing I feel is that there's tension in my shin. What does that want to do? Turn that way. Then I feel as there's tension in my butt, my right butt cheek. Turns that way. Let that bring my arm down. Next thing I feel is that my arm right here is tense, all the way down to my finger. that wants to run a spiral. And then I let that happen. Boom. There's something happening in my legs. Oh, there's a tension there. Boom, 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 boom. So, when I don't do that, if I just simply come here and pull up, I feel a tension. I feel a resistance. Tension's the wrong word. I feel a resistance to my movement. That's what most of our movement is fighting most of the time, is our own resistance, because we have a false idea of what's happening in our body. So, if we go here and simply listen, boom, that was a number of things that happened at a time. That relaxed, my foot relaxed. It comes up really easily. Then I'm right here. Oh, I feel a tension there. Which way does my body want to go? It wants to go that way. I feel it in my legs. I feel it here too. And I feel it open. Like my back's super arched right now. Instead of going, I'm going to straighten my back out, I'm going to let it lift. And then it turns. We're seeing what's actually happening in our body, as opposed to trying to impose our will upon our body. In terms of coordination, you see a lot of it's happening in my lower body. There's things that happen in our upper body, but we pay a lot of attention to that. Usually, we forget our lower body. What does that mean? Sun's going down. What does that mean to forget our lower body? It means that we're resisting our lower body when we try to do something with our upper body. And if we're resisting ourselves and not using that for actual power generation, you can see here, I go into a resistance and I let it happen, right? Boom, bang! It's, I take that resistance and I relax into it and I can move. But if we go against it and just power through it, then we lose coordination. We lose the fact that our lower body and our upper body are accommodating together. We also are not going to find the parts of our bodies that are stuck in tension patterns. When you do this a lot, if you do it, you can do it with a real basic like movement like this. Right here, again, the first thing I feel is this, like I feel like, oh, this turns into a chunk. So I just lift. What's happening? My arms do not want to go up. They want to relax to the side. And then, I feel a tension in my lower back. What does it want to do? I do it again. Start lifting. I feel that tension. Feel that tension. My arms want to go out. Why don't I just let my arms go out from the beginning? Let the movement transfer through our body in a wave. That feels way better than this. This feels stiff and blocky. A lot of people would see my teacher, Mr. Turqui, and he'd be doing all these wild spirals, and people would try to copy him, and it just starts looking really weird, myself included, right? Like, you're like, he did this crazy spiral here, and then you do this kind of crazy spiral, and it looks like you're just like some sort of floppy rag doll. But if you follow what's already happening, those spirals are already there in your muscles, in your bones, hopefully in your thoughts. I get to someplace like this, and I'm like, whoa, yeah. Oh, yeah. Right here, I found my injury. How can I navigate new patterns through a knee that's gone through a lot of trauma? Oof. I think that's good for today.